follow them to go for a particular event somewhere. And I'm just saying that to say that, guys, we need to be really, really prepared. Any event you attend, make sure you take something away from it. And like our lecturer here has said this morning, by this time next year when we're having another edition of KingdomFilm Festival, you should be able to say, this is what I'm presenting from what I have watched, from what I experienced. And that's the whole idea about education. Like they say, don't just pass through school, but let the school pass through you. And how do you show that the school has passed through you? Is by the things you are able to show, right? Your products. Is that not true? Okay, so today we're going to be looking at different, like he was saying, he said yesterday was awesome day, so he's wondering what today will look like. Today is going to be more awesome. Or can you say awesomer? All right, so like I told you earlier, Dr. Adeoye Aboduri will be speaking on achieving creative success in film industry, strategies for effective production and distribution. And then we have the Executive Director for NTA, Tari Taylor, who will be speaking on the future of storytelling trends and innovations in film and television. We have the DGN of the DGN presidents coming as a panelist on designing the future, empowering young creators in the creative universe. Also on that panel, we have John Oguntoashe. A lot of us here know him. We have Grace Okon. We have Michelle Bello. These are people, these are industry giants. And so today is packed. You don't worry about it. Yesterday was great. Today is packed, packed, packed. All right, my people, are you ready? All right. I hear them say yes, sir. So that means they're ready. Join me and welcome these exciting friends of mine that I just met yesterday from the Lagos State University as they have their presentation. Put your hands together for last one.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. We are from the Lagos State University and we have a short performance from us. We bring to you what we do. So please enjoy.
For year. They change them for good and they change them for good. Boss, I let me buy them now. I beg. See, now a bad economy make everything double. In fact, triple. Boss, I beg. What the economy go do for shoemaking? Nothing I like this sketch design now. When you wear this stuff, that is there again. But you don't seem to be a regular roadside artist. Oh, am I missing something? Well. Maybe not totally. And sir, you are right with your observation. And for the sake of introduction, Pele Ura is my name. Sir, I'm a university graduate. As a matter of fact, I was the best in my faculty, sweeping no one of their own. But you know, ours is a familiar tale of woe. Since I'm from the wretched of the society, I could not just focus to further my studies. Oh, my God. And mind you, I Pele Ura. I am not ready to bribe any government official, and I'm a man of God, and the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not. I would like to collect your number. Hey, shepherd, what is that? Hey, come on,
for you. Move very stupid.
Allah should go down there, sir.
Hey!
Sir, if that says I went this way, sir.
That way? No problem. Let's go this way.
Sir.
You want to challenge my order?
No, sir.
This way.
Yes, sir.
The world is a marketplace, and we all are buyers. The Lord is the creator, and we are all players, and we all have our part to play. In the society of today, there are different aims, and we as humans, where do we put our hopes? In the military?
Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Left, right. Left, 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 right. Left, left. Amala koi koi. Amala koya koya. 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 Attention! Rep flanks, one step forward. Front flank, one step backward. One to my number, one to my number. One to my number, one to my number. My left hand side, my right hand side. My right hand side, my left hand side. Squad. 1, 1, 2. What is the last number on the parade, sir? Thank you. That's right. Soldiers.
Sorry, sir.
Right turn. Salute the commanding officer. Howard, cheer.
As you are all aware, this operation is codenamed all looting officials, all coconut head politicians, all non-abiding citizens. Now, as for me, how about the chair? Personal president to Kahabas Igorego. I declare the dividends thus to Don Coffee. All of Una will follow my command. If Una disobey me, I go to kill your papa. Soldiers!
Sir! Dismissed. Soldiers, right turn. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Left, right, left, easy, left, right, left, easy.
Holy Ghost and fire, in my spirit, in my soul. Holy Ghost and fire, in my spirit, in
be for here to do the prayer. Now for Bala to do the prayer.
Soldiers!
Yes, sir. What did we do to you? For you to come into our sanctuary? Harass us?
Silence! You want to know your best, right? Now, when I go tell me say, una know, or una no say God you did. Soldiers, stand up!
I believe that today's sale is going to be wonderful. Yeah, customer. Hey, I promise you, I'm a pay my wife has really done a lot. So this episode is one of the kind. Barman. Give me big stuff. Big stuff. Hey, sir, we are man of God here, eh? We don't say something like that. Hey, but sir, we can get you bottled water or maybe cappuccino or maybe both. Eh? I prefer both, please. Both, okay. Hey, right away, sir, I will get it for you. I'm afraid you can continue with. Hey, what's going on here? Who won't come spoil my business? They enjoy for you. Hey. I'm on the ground first. No! So, Chena, what's all that they enjoy for you this? Soldiers! Sir! Salute the commanding officer, Abba Chef!
Artist, who look tell me say una no say God you did. Silence, Queen.
Silence, sir!
You don't shake their body for civilians patients. Now I want to make it a shake their body for soldiers.
Silence, sir! Silence! No! Wait! On a single file!
Yes, sir.
Now, I need 44 jumps. Do you see? I am a dodo, I will obey the soldiers. Order! I am a dodo, I will obey my soldiers.
Hey, Barman! Barman! I won't get on
Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Mr. Man, no, give us they wash down the pepper. We are men of God, we don't drink anything like beer, but I can get you some paper water inside. We have the lots of people.
I want to step down. So what did I go do to step down?
Sir, if you want to step down, you can. We have paper water. You go like this. I'll follow it up.
I want step.
You can make use of the toilet, I mean the food.
I will do everything for open ground.
Yes. You rape my wife with me as a spectator. It will never happen. Not now or later. And I would rather down here and see that. I'm going to you. Boys. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Our boy here has decided his own things. You know what? We are here for you. What is here for you? Hey! Hey, go to kill your papa. Yes, sir.
So we put our faith in the hands of military men. We also tried democracy, but that is an overreaction of craze. So what do? Keep watching.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Hayya ala salat, hayya ala falah. Allahu Akbar.
Even our democratic leaders, what did they do first? But please remember, religion is not faith. So religion cannot save you. Religion. Let's keep watching.
Hello? That is my son. Yes, Junior, how are you? Speak up now. Junior, so it's okay. You did what? You failed your board exam again? That's enough. That's okay. Maso, come on, don't cry. I will reach out to Dr. Carlton at the University of Huddersfield now. Don't worry now, Junior, my daddy. Hey, Junior. Hello, Dr. Carlton. Yes, this is Chief Fadon on the line. Yes, sir. Dr. Carlton, you know our relationship over the years now. As it stands now, I want you to prepare for me a certificate from petrochemical engineering. Yeah, from the university. Yeah, University of Huddersfield. Yes, exactly, sir. All right, sir.
Okay.
Junior, Daddy got you. I'm on Timber, I'm coming. I'm on my way.
Ekene.
Where are my soldiers?
Leave and console this.
Now, I want you to
I don't
station
press
here.
anything, I just come.
You, station here. You, station here. No one comes in
Yes, sir. I'm telling you what to do now. Right? You know it now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So that is how it was. What is up with this young man here? What is this nonsense? And you can't pass. Why can't I pass? Where were you when I was a boy? You are a fool. I got my order from the 3-star general, sir. 3-star general? Yes. Who is the 3-star general? You are a fool. You are a fool.
But what shall we do? Democracy, no. Military, grace. But the people are left in limbo to decide. We filmmakers are sculptors of the society. We are creatives. But Lord, let us lose faith, which is the most important thing, and love. Because that is what we bet hope for a better society. You know why? Because God is love. Thank you.
Think about.
Can you put your hands together for them, please? Can you clap for these people? Clap for them. That was.
All right, can we celebrate last week's today?
Okay. These guys have been wonderful, right?
Yeah. 1, 2, go.
Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. The whole team, the guys that put this together, God bless you all. It's a wonderful, wonderful presentation. And I see greater things coming out from this. You guys are brilliant. One thing they mentioned at the end there was the word hope. And I remember yesterday when, excuse me, please. I remember yesterday when you were speaking, sir, and you talked about when they asked you what exactly were to look out for in the future as we move on. You mentioned the word hope, and that really, that struck me, and I was like, yes, because if you look at what's going on in society today, Nigeria, like everywhere in the media, social media, everywhere, it's looking like there's hopelessness. And then when you mentioned that, it struck me that we have a lot of power in our hands to structure that narrative in a way that people can get to understand that it's not hopeless. And even all those civilizations that we are looking towards and we are calling on to come intervene, they also went through their own phases of challenges. And it was people coming out to structure the narrative, speaking correctly, working with facts and figures, not just throwing things out into the air that sets people running helter-skelter. And I found that really, really instructive. And so it's really, really interesting that these guys came again and made this presentation, and it shows that we are all in sync. Please just join, clap, put your hands together for them one more time. One more time, please. It's really, that was a brilliant performance. I'm trying to get to this, so sorry. Okay, got it. Okay, he's known as the Oracle of Digital Intelligence. He's a globally recognized futurist, strategist, and behavioral psychologist. For nearly 3 decades, he has advised governments, Fortune 100 companies, and creative industries, specializing in the convergence of creativity, technology, and foresight, He equips leaders and filmmakers to decode the future and design strategic advantage. A 14 times international best-selling author, his core message is that the future is not inherited, but architected by those who can see the shift before it begins. And yesterday, when he was speaking, I could see that he has so much to tell, and I'm so excited that today he has a chance to actually pour out his heart to us. Please join me and make welcome Dr. David Adeoye Abajun. Very welcome.
Thank you so much, sir. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
No, that was rather cool. That was very interesting drama. Round of applause for them, please. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning, sir.
Tell your neighbor it's a good day. 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 Tell your neighbor it's a great day.
It's a great day.
Tell your neighbor greatness is in the room.
Greatness is in the room.
No, the way you are sounding. Okay, the AC just started working. Say it loud and clear. Greatness is in the room.
Greatness is in the room.
I am excited at what we have here, and all of us observed. Thank you so much, the host of the conference, Pastor Mrs. Abegunde, and to the pastor of the house, Pastor Abegunde, amazing man of God whom I met a few days ago at the meeting. I didn't know he was there. Then later I thought I called myself, so he wasn't. I didn't even see him. Amazing gentleman. I'm excited about what God is doing in your life. I always tell you. Let me just get that out of the way before I do my introduction. I would like to say that Africa is at a watershed, and there is a above 65% chance that creativity may be one of the top 3 things Africa will do to emancipate itself. Maybe creativity is one of the. I'm leaving room for research thinking, which is you could be wrong. Any academician in the house? No, we don't speak in absolutes because there's a chance that your prediction will fail. And as a futurist, I do heavy futurism work. I can put my name on what I'm saying right now, that maybe creativity is the top 2-3 things. I can say that about 65-70% true, that we will use in Africa. Many bosses have missed us. And you saw the drama, governance, leadership, the armed forces, even our spirituality. By the way, I saw myself in the drama. I'm one of the fire prayer. That's where I look actually, and I said, okay, this society is looking at me. Hey, is somewhat not okay? It's always some praying up and down. And I saw myself. I don't know whether you saw yourself in the drama, and I reminded myself, okay, I'm in the right room. Maybe creativity is what we all need to pitch our tent towards. Thank you, sir. Thank you for initiating that clap. I recognize it. The second one will be our raw materials and our industries. Africa, again, I'm speaking from research. Africa has a preponderance of natural resources. It's so unbelievable what's available in Africa. I'm having goosebumps again because I know the data on the ground. That we have natural resources in Nigeria, in every single state, in a commercial viable quantity. Please Google it. Do desktop research. Any class for the theatricians, as they come in, lovely people. If you don't clap for them, I'll think you're an enemy. Thank you so much for such beautiful drama. You made me see myself, and I promise you I will not be like those people anymore. And I will do more my intellectual work. My dad always says to me, if I knew what this pastor thing you're going to be doing, maybe as I want to go to seminary instead of the engineering that you study. And the second thing that may save us is our natural resources. Nigeria has, in every single state of Nigeria, in commercial quantity. Because you can have a resource on the ground and it's not mineable in commercial quantity. We have in commercial quantity in every single good state in Nigeria. No, you guys are not listening to me. I know you're not listening. In every single state in Nigeria, we have a natural resource in commercially mineable quantity. How many of you are aware, thank you, that Lagos State, please my slide, let it come up now. How many of us are aware that Lagos State, welcome and God bless you, that Lagos State has oil and gas? How many of us are aware? The Ikorodu and the Ekpe of Lagos has very strong deposit of oil and gas. I mean, real deposit. And for now, they are not exploring, they're doing recce, they've not even done anything there. I can go on and on. What you have in Ekiti, what you have in Osogbo. In Osogbo, there is a field where a farmer noticed gold in commercially mineable quantity. Osogbo, Osun State. I don't want to go to one. Look, I'm telling you what you can look. Type Google now, and you see step by step what we have. So that's the second industry. Because all we need now is to organize ourselves and produce. You know leadership. That is the factor of entrepreneurship. You know the story in Nigeria. And by the way, the insurgency you see from a purely military intelligence perspective is resourceful. Let me say that again. All this noise you see around insurgency, there is sufficient military intelligence on the ground that it's about resources. The local government, where there are the most resources, are the ones who see the insurgency. Please write that down, don't ever forget it. There's no terrorism driven Islam, only people that want to hijack and make a lot of money. Don't be deceived. I'm telling you, and there's a report on the ground. If you so wish to find out, there are NGOs, and there are names of individuals, by the way, that has been written down and is available to some of our military apparatuses. So I will leave that at that. So maybe creativity is the so those are two hands that can take Nigeria out of the doldrums. Creativity and natural human talentedness, and our raw talent on the ground. The one that is most ready from a systems thinking perspective, what is that not? Oh, okay. The one that is most ready from a systems thinking perspective to make us reach is creativity. In fact, creativity is the one that can teach our leaders that stand up. Creativity is the place we can use to change the narrative. We can add software into the souls of men and program them to behave. It is the last frontier for us. Because we sat with these natural resources for many years and nothing changed. We have seen behavioral decadence. The only industry, therefore, and about 90% I'm sure, that is able to evoke a change in our society will be the creative domain of existence. By the way, I also believe the entrepreneurial energy of the creatives is what will keep our country sane. I personally believe that the organized private sector has run its course. Let us sink in. That the organized private sector in Nigeria has run its course, that the creative industries need to come up with indigenous solutions so that people can have food on their table. I'm giving you deep economic stuff and a lot of analysis, and in my own case, a lot of introspective prayer. I want to appreciate Mr. Femi Wemi, who ensured I was here. Very glad for him. And please make no mistake, prices were paid to be in this room this morning. I would rather be here than anywhere else. By the way, greatest last white? Great! Greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest last white? Great! Greatest of the latest big big bag big bag go 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 big bag go go. Only last white understand that language. I am the last white, and my first degree was in.
Sit down.
Kulu temper. Inside that Luther, pastor,
How do you leg forward?
everybody did. Aluka, Continua, Victoria, Asanta. I was a pastor on campus, but I was in Aluka. I was in the justice. And as you can see, I say that to say that I'm excited about what you guys are doing. By the way, everyone who did the drama, and everyone who is was on that stage. I want you to go watch the online renditions of Lion King show, the one that happens in Central London. If you ever find yourself in London, ever find a means to watch that show. You see these things guys were doing here? I wish I had all the money in the world to let you perform it all over the world. I was having these people, I said, I hope these people know what they have on their hands. There's also some of you were acting like that was the last thing you will do. And thank you for doing that.
We are last.
We are great.
Thank you. I want you all to please go and watch that drama. You will have hope. And it's very important. And I don't want to run up ahead of myself. The creative industry is maybe our last frontier of development in Nigeria and Africa. It may be the last vehicle we have. If you don't get it right, I'm worried about what will happen. Look, if it's natural resources, there are guns. I've visited mine sites in Nigeria. There are guns in Elisha with people ferrying away your gold for no reason. If you know the amount of gold in Elisha, you will wonder at the poverty of the community. What Elisha people celebrate is Ashero water, which is beauty. The average Jeshaman likes to drink beer because the beauty is very close. But behind them, gold is being ferried away. I hope our natural talent and our creative gifts will not be ferried away like that. Thank you. I want to open to you some very deep things about creativity. I'm a futurist and I use mathematical models a lot, and so some of these will be a little bit academic, but just follow my story. Ultimately, creative success has a formula. And when there's a method to madness, method can treat you. Insanity has a method, no matter how random it is. Listen to me, there's a way this world works. And I'm about to show some of the deepest secrets, and I hope that if you catch it, you're away. See this drama you just did? I want to challenge you and ask you, for example, how many of these series do you have on YouTube? It doesn't take anything for 3 or 4 of you to pick your phones and record this series. Do week 1, do week 2, do week 3, do week 4. All of you guys on this set. Do that for 4 years and see whether the universe will not break through for you. Make sure it's on YouTube. These performances, write manuscripts like this. Use your undergraduate years to act several things like this. Each of you should not curate that into a library of things I acted. Present that to a producer when you graduate. So, what have you done before? Oh, just send them your reel of all these 4 years you've done at the undergraduate years, and see whether things don't open for you. And who told you there's no investment for what you just did here? There is investment. The only problem is that there's nobody who knows that there is what you call film advocacy, and there are people who are actually film financiers. And there are festivals all over the world looking for ideas to buy these kind of narratives. Ladies and gentlemen, what you just did here, the UN can buy from you. Let's go on. Next slide. And I just use slide because I am very deep like that. And I'm very funny. I can start saying things too deep and too strong. So I want to follow my thoughts. Now, look at it. The real power lies all over the world. The global creative economy's annual worth is 2.25 trillion. Ponder that number. Sorry, that is dollars, not naira. What is 1 trillion? Anybody help me? What's 1 trillion? 1,000 billion. Correct. Let me dramatize it. What's 1 trillion? So 1 trillion is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 100, 200, 1,000, you know, and then you get to 100,000, 200, and you get to 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. Then you get to 999 million, then you get to 1 billion. Then that's counting 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion, 4 billion. Then you now get to 999 of that. Now get to 1 trillion in dollars. See, but don't do yourself. This creativity that you are doing on the road like this. That you are doing on the road like this. There is money. The only problem is that the value chain is oversaturated with content, but undersupplied in conviction, meaning, and structure. The winners are are not those who create the most films, but those who understand and control the value chain of filmmaking. I'm applying a lot of insight and I'm cutting the fluff, I'm telling you straight. For example, many people don't know, there's a lot of energy around the film revenue at the initial release window period, at the premiere. But here's what global statistics say, that 90+% of real film revenues happen post that initial production period. But many people bother and put all their total life cycle on that small window period. Let me lay a few thoughts to you. How did Bollywood evolve? I chose not to look at the Bollywood numbers because they made me sad. I don't want to go to the Chinese wood or Chili wood or Chai wood, whatever it's called. But how many of you remember the Chinese movies of those days? Remember the Indian movies of those days? They become something else today. And I will show you their trajectory. Why did Netflix leave us? And why is Amazon dialing down on us? What did Bollywood do and the Chinese guys that's making them make a heck of a ton of money, and where are we struggling? And how should we look at creativity? Let's go on. Next slide. I chose to make this slide very blank. I chose not to dwell. If you look at the numbers versus what I did, and I can show you Nigeria versus the monies available in the world. We are really a small economy. Have you heard this thing before that? Why are they producing movies? My grandma would say, a big Jolene, everybody you see. That's my grandmother speaking. Meaning, there are a lot of movies, a lot of movies, a lot of movies, a lot of movies. Have you heard that? Have you heard that before? Have you heard before that? Theater, you are doing theater. Have you heard it before? They are enemies of your progress. Don't mind them, they don't know what they are talking about. Because they are looking at the Nigerian economy and they are describing saturation only by Nigeria alone and the local market. If you really want to be rich and be super rich in this industry, you must organize for the global audience. And we will have to organize. You can't trust a platform owner. Write that down. You can't trust, because a platform owner is first of all a businessman with an agenda. Remember what they said about the three things of agenda yesterday? I want to know what you're following. Agenda setting. What's number 2? Agenda cultivation. What's the third thing?
Process.
No. Certain 3 things about agenda. Agenda setting, they cultivate it, and they continue to reinforce it. You see Netflix, you see Amazon, beyond what you see, there are agendas that they stand for. The agenda is not to come and help the Nigerian movie industry. No, they came to make money. Number 2, they came to understudy you guys. Once they found what they wanted and they knew what was making you guys tick, it's like a wave that is coming. They saw your wave coming. When they noticed that you are making a lot of noise and they looked at the future, these guys, there's something about them. So they came into our midst and dropped some money. And by the time they interacted with our producers, they knew exactly where we were and who we were. And quickly they began to withdraw once they got the core knowledge they wanted of how they continue to dominate us. That's what happened. Please don't ever think the platform owner loves you. For the purpose of pan-Nigerianism and nationalism, we have to have our own coalitions and platforms. We can't run away from it. We cannot. Of course, they will ensure we are scattered. And when you begin to succeed again, they are coming back. So let me quickly tell you, Netflix and Amazon will soon again come back. It's a wave. They come back again because we will try to adapt. When they see that your interest is coming high and they are feeling your energy, before real money comes, they'll come back again. So look at what has changed in your story. They saw easily how 2 Netflix producers were speaking against each other in meeting rooms. That was the end of the conversation. I'm telling you because I have data, and then I prayed and God said that is what happened. I mean, you see data and then you don't compare. But why are these guys pulling back? The Lord said, when 2 brothers fight, the Midianites, that's what the Bible says. When 2 brothers fight, the princes of the land will own their take. How do you destroy your inheritance? Don't collaborate with your brothers. Let's go on.
Wow.
Now listen, the key is in the value chain. Say value chain.
Value chain.
Say value
Value.
and chain. That is where you lock it down. Forget the noise. I'm creative. I am very creative. Calm down. You're not the first person. I am the most talented. When I use my voice, even the area knows. Calm down, no. We need to value chain you. We need to chain you to value. That's what DDK was saying yesterday. We need to put you and lock you down into mainstream. You can't do it alone. And I'm speaking to a lot of students and I'm excited. How many of you will form your movie companies? How many of you will start brainstorming from now? How many of you will use your hostel period to discuss not loud or the latest mixture of cannabis laws? The value chain contains development, concept, script. You see, rights and packaging. There's lots of people in the room. Script writer, let me see your hand. Script writers, let me see your hand. Very known, yeah. Conceptualizers, let me see your hand. To reduce now. Conceptualizer. Good. Yeah. Okay. People that understand movie rights, and that's your specialization. Let me see your hand. Raise your hand very well, sir. Yeah, that's it. This is the man who we should have like 15 to 20 of them in the room. Packaging, those that know about movie branding. End to end, let me see your hand. Movies branding. Can you see numbers you see? That's how to know we've not started. There's something my grandmother calls Alagbara Mamiru Baba Ole. One who has power is as equal as a lazy man. A man in honor who does not understand is not better than the beast of the field. You see your content and script is the power you have. You see rights and packaging is where you'll be robbed of it. The bandits of the movie industry exploit those gates. And the security agencies, only one man. Can you see how we are unsafe? All of us are creative people here. Can you see how we are unsafe? The guys who know movie packaging end to end is about to get leaner. How many people know about movie financing and investing? Raise your hand. Can you see? 4 or 5 people. These are all this your creativity, so that it doesn't become creative. Where they'll be stolen from you. These are people that will finance, and there are less than 4 to 5 in the room. You study movie financing undergraduate. Let me see your hand. Very few again. Your final project will be about movie financing. Very few. But if I say new ways of storytelling, your hand will plenty now. As a topic, new ways of storytelling. Let me see your hand. You were considering that before. Say the truth now. Innovative ways of acting. Raise your hand. How to captivate an audience. Raise your hand. You are a lower part of the chain. Those that understand what is soft money and hard money. Those that understand how to locate soft money in movies. Let me see your hand. Can you see? Hard money in movies. It's becoming only 2 people. And branding partnerships. Let me see your hand. How many of you know the brand partnership behind Game of Thrones? Anybody knows it? The brand partnership behind Game of Thrones. What Game of Thrones was selling? At the end of the day, they were selling Ogogoro. You won't believe it. It was that winter is coming, and you needed something hot for the chest. It was Johnny Walker for him.
Johnny Walker.
They were selling, and we used how many? I was awake watching the thing. In C3. Wow. Simple for approval. It was again I said, wow, Ogogoro. Johnny Walker put budget, and later I came out that Johnny Walker put budget behind it. Who will finance this your voice, this your dance, this your body language? You have to think through that process. You have it, not you have creativity. Look, there's a global index that says Nigeria is in the top 20 most creative young economies in the world. We have that data, but we don't have organization. Production. That is where everybody thinks the value chain. The actual shoot, which is actually the least profitable stage, you won't believe it from a research perspective. It is the most stressful, and it's one that's most time consuming, and is the least profitable. If you check the value chain, distribution, where big money. Anybody interested in studying movie distribution? Again, I tell you the answer, but that's where the money is. Oh, by the way, all creativity has a formula. Don't ever forget it. There are several formulas, but this one is probably the most important. Again, maybe 90% the most important. Write it down. That core creativity itself and the production of it multiplied by distribution. Did you hear that? That core creativity itself or the core message of it multiplied by distribution is the secret of prosperity in the creative industry. Production is the amplifier. So distribution is the amplifier. Production is what you can control. Can you see how your original creative gift is a small part of the bigger part? And how you should begin to organize and brainstorm on how we are going to own the pie, because we must change the stories. I can't believe we don't have a Nigerian Netflix or a Nigerian Amazon. I can't believe it. It's almost impossible to believe. They exist, but they are not known like that. How many of you felt yesterday that all the ladies on the podium, I saw a picture, mental picture. I said, why can't these people now gather now? Just make 10 billion available. Oh, yeah. That was when my brain was working. Very talented people. But if you ask me, you saw her, they are looking for funds. That's their Achilles heel. The last one is monetization extensions. Licensing the movies, IP, intellectual property extension. Anybody that understands intellectual property and you're studying it for the creative industry? Only one person, two persons again, 50-50. So we have, how many of us persons are here? 100, only 2 people. You're welcome. God bless you. Only 2 people, 1.5 persons. There's no half person, I'm sorry. But from a competence perspective, 1 out of 10 of us, if you take the larger community, it's at its infant stages. And franchises. There is a I want to ask FO a question around movie brokerage. There is a show, there is a book fair in Frankfurt, Germany every March. I'm correct? No, every October, December. The one in London is in March. Where you bring your book or script ideas. For script writers who have novels, there's a place in the world you walk to in a conference. And there's a whole room by room of many people from different nations who are simply looking for your book ideas, and they want to sponsor it, and you will negotiate. Do you understand? Those brokerage rooms exist for movies too. But you don't have your movies on a platform like YouTube so that you can even send to them for consideration. Imagine you produce this kind of series, or we call it Africa or Nigerian Renaissance, and you have these people, every week you have something on YouTube, part 1, part 2, part 3, and then you send the whole series to somewhere in the world. It will shock you who will ask you to come. And today, because of AI, you can easily make it to become French. Easily. The extensions you can have, and I'm waiting for the movie in Nigeria that will have a bag, a shoe, a Google, whatever, household items that will emanate from that movie. A few, 1 or 2 sprinkles here, but I've not seen any movie that has wastewater everybody can buy. Or a Samsung partnering with your movie, and then it becomes a theme. I'm looking for those kinds of, we can't be this creative. Look, our creative energies are strong. What I've not told you is that if I meet you in 60 seconds, I can tell you about your creative energies and your gifts. Simply like that. I've studied for 30 years. Look, people are very creative. Look, I met a creative guy who had about 12 creative gifts. His bedroom slippers told the story. In heaven, God did not make him poor. In this room, if you dare me, raise your hand, I'll tell you your creative is very easy. It's loud, it's there. We have a total aggregate gross domestic creative product. There is a physical capital of creativity in Nigeria oozing on the street. Have you seen your downfall driver asking for change? Have you seen when you are driving Lagos, and in the UK everybody is borrowing from me? Hello man. But when I land Lagos, Even the security man at the airport starts drama. Although I pretend like I'm not enjoying because I want to pass quickly, but I love it. Then I wow. Don't worry. Welcome closer. You know what? Mr. Abdul. How the children. The guy is modulating. I'm partially laughing inside because I'm enjoying the show, but we need to. Right? Next. Back about next. Very boring. Or the conductor in Lagos. We are very creative. I mean, you go from bus stop to bus stop inside traffic. I take buses once in a rare while because I want to laugh again. No, there's some routes that you must laugh. If you go between Ketani and Okwaja, three rounds, you meet one or two guys that will make you will know that yes, I'm inside that food. I mean, somebody said, you are not mortuary, wow. Meaning there's one. But the lady was on heavy perfume. So the conductor said, but we don't put you on it. Or that we are not mortuary was. You don't know whether they are dead. That joke is about, that was 12 years ago. It's still, I mean, when I'm feeling very sad, I'm in the tube alone. I'll just be laughing to myself. See scripting. See arrangement. See occasion. See situational slapstick. It's just a bloody conductor. We have a mass aggregate level of creativity that's very dangerous. Heavy, but there's too much poverty in town. Let's go on. Production is the glamour stage. Distribution and IP ownership are the money stage. Please excuse me. Let's start going for money thinking. Let's begin to understand distribution and IP ownership. Let's go on. And I don't have to finish all my slides. There are three major wings that will shape the future of films. And every filmmaker must know this with their person. There are the mega global things, the macro, which is the big ones in Africa and West Africa, and the micro in Lagos and in clusters. Just know which wing you want to sail. If you don't understand the wing itself, you don't know how to sail it. Right? By the way, I did a lot of research about the future of films in Africa, and I'm trying not to bore you with too much data. I'm trying to make this very, because I can go very geeky on data. So after some time, they advised me that let's be speaking plain man terms. Because I used to speak very verbose and very cerebral things. I have about 120 pages at the initial summary of my findings about films in Africa. Look, we are behemoth of creativity. I'm not talking about South Africa and Zimbabwe, about the level of drama in our society and our history. I once called Uncle Femi about, I was around Maryland when I called him about D.O. Fagnoa's materials. Anybody knows about D.O. Fagnoa? I was just meditating and then I just said I should talk to him, and coincidentally, when I told him, he said he's already working on it. He's already working on it. So I'm going to rush. Don't give me time. No. The presentation, please, we can share. Okay. And you can.
We have permission to?
Yeah, go ahead, please share it.
Oh,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
I'm also a last one. Of course. Although I didn't collect money for the handout, but that's stop now. We don't do that anymore. But seriously, when you become very rich, then I'll be very happy. You cannot be this creative and not be rich. My assignment in studying the future is to ensure that you understand that beyond the drama, there's the money. If you start from the perspective of money, maybe we can redistribute wealth. Maybe we can change. And I'm coming to Netflix and Amazon and what happened. I'm coming around from there. On the global level, there are the AI pipelines happening. Look. Please. Once in 3 days, always Google new creativity AI tools. Just be Googling them and be studying them. What is happening there is crazy. You saw what he said yesterday. You saw him play musical. How many people were here? You were not here. Let me look for that music. You play for them again. He didn't go to studio. He did it at home. There's an argument in the actors today that will AI take the place of actors? In some places, yes. In some ways, maybe not. But I'm on the side of total yes, because I understand what AI is doing. Let me blow your mind a little. This negates, by the way, this total intellectual conversation. Don't put the Bible beside it yet. Yeah. How many of you know that in Oxford today, they are calculating the chromosomes of man, and they want to reverse death? The deoxyribonucleic acid, my good friends, the DNA, has a particular mathematical formula in your gene that makes you to be able to die. Scientists are in advanced research that looks like in 4 to 5 years they will be able to stop death by mathematical calculations. Hello? Hello? Man created AI. AI ended man. I did not say that. I'm only saying that the kind of bodies of research. He was describing something yesterday about interaction between man and machine. I automate systems for a living. You see, our nerve endings, your nerve endings, are electrical pulses. Yeah. The place where you receive acting impulse from are electrical pulses. If you know a little bit of signaling, that's machine. We will simply feed that pulse into a system, and we keep learning you for a while, and it will master you. Master your voice. After a while, we'll tell it to act like you, and then we give it instruction. At some point, X in the future, it will master you. Understand the mega trends and how they will affect your industry. For example, every actor should begin to think about how they will curate to have their own AI laboratories. Where, so that if a producer needs you for a short role and you're not available, you can sell it. Otherwise, businessmen will do it and own it before you. They will. I'm promising you. Before now, cybersecurity was not an issue in the Nigerian movie industry, except for Baba Salah, who never recovered because of the cyber problem. But at that time, it was just somebody stole his film deck from the cinema. Now we are in a day where all of this, your hard work, can be stolen by cyber criminals like that. The pastor in Zimbabwe, fellow pastors bombed, and he lost hard drives of about $3 million of his messages. He says himself online. Your creative work must be secure on infrastructure and the cloud. But that's discussion for the future. Anyway, what are fast channels? What are the new channels? Transmedia IP universities. There are new movie thinkings that transverse. So the same movie is running on Instagram, on YouTube, on Facebook, on your traditional media channels like the TV stations, but it's different versions. So if you see the same movie on Instagram, it's 1 or 2 minutes. On YouTube, it's a slightly longer version. And the traditional media is now the whole thing, and on YouTube. You will need to script and not attack that at post-production like you normally do, because you want to sell the movie. You will also plan going forward how anybody scrolling Instagram becomes addicted to your movie, because there's a consistency in the storytelling too, and then that drives them to go and watch the full thing the more. So that your 1 minute is not post-pro, you start thinking about it. It will also be scripted in the initial work, so that because of producing it, it's all together. And you can even tell the actors to say a few things. Are we together? Yes. Okay, rounding up shortly. At the macro level, we need creative hubs, and I need genuine creative hubs. And thank God for Black Box. Let me give a round of applause to Mr. I did analysis and we shared with you, sir, on why Lagos, Accra, Nairobi, Joburg is the 4th place, especially Cape Town. They are the 4 places I think that are the strongest hubs that can make money from in accepting to movies. Now, there's a whole big energy in diaspora demand that's very interesting, and policy reforms. Majority of Africans in diaspora are looking for opportunity to teach culture to their children. And the market is huge, and I don't see too much deliberateness in reaching them and collaborating with them. It's a huge problem. We have so many lost cultural problems. Indians exported their religion, their English, Because what you see in the UK is English. Yes, it's not India. What are you telling me now, my brother? And they don't care. And look, let me shock you. They get the better jobs. Although I know why. They were not colonized like us. That's a question for another day. India wasn't colonized like us, so they are much more confident in workplaces in the UK and all over the United States. And they are forming more what you call clusters of progress. All right, let me go to micro at the church level. Although I'm losing faith in, because majority of what I see in church, and I'm saying this myself too, is personal empire buildings, not any real strong societal change. So I love what Mr. Victor and her husband are doing. And I'm not saying that to encourage them. We have a lot of work to do, otherwise we will lose a lot. But we need to form clusters and find alternative distribution circuits. And we need creators collectives. One day I was talking to a woman, she mentioned creators collective. And I laughed in my mind, I said, she mentioned it. We need creators to have collective, cooperative energy. And I'm not talking about this, me and my friends. I'm talking about numbers like 200 creators coming together to pull their weight together. That's the only way to survive the coming days. And localized post-production. Strategy depends on knowing what way you want to see. Do you want to sail at the mega levels? Then you must get ready for the energies there. The sharks are there, by the way. Do you want to sail within Africa and West Africa? Or you want to sail at the micro local level? There's room everywhere. A few thoughts in closing. Thank you for that. A few thoughts in closing. India today has more subscription. Why did Netflix leave? They found out that there's African energy but was not exportable. Shall I tell you again? They found there was African energy but it wasn't exportable. Meaning the total number of views that we were landing on the global scale and on the dial was far lesser than other options they have. Do you understand this now? So we should not start thinking of ourselves as very saturated. No. And let me tell you the key. You have to produce locally in Naira and export. How do we build our economy and ourselves? We have to export our creativity by producing in Naira and selling in dollars. Don't forget this, please. Produce in Naira, then sell for Forex. The platform owner is Netflix. All of a sudden, and Amazon, all of a sudden, they found out that they were exporting you as almost like a favor. Do you understand this? Yeah. That you were not a competitive advantage from a viewership perspective. What's the lesson? No other man built your house. Indians began to sell their culture to us. Today, Indians have become a global Indians in the workspace. In the United Kingdom, in the United States, all across offices in IT and technology, they use movies as a first leg so that they are not looking straight on the street when they are speaking. Chinese did the same. Their economy has risen now so that they are competing neck to neck with the United States. You see the same model. The government of China and India gave money to their producers to produce with a view to go and sell internationally. These things these young people did must find a way to get to the Broadway, must find a way to become like Lion King. You understand the process now? You get the process now?
Yes, sir.
We need to produce. They have very deep stories, by the way. Very powerful, authentic stories. Around up, I told during my MBA, this lady called Wesley. Said, Africans, I don't know, they're just very, all of them are just very local, very local. So I told her that I will show her some videos. I showed her a guy online, I showed her some meetings and some profiles. Oh, this is very powerful. So I told her the story of Shango. That there was a king in Africa who, when he spoke, thunder came out of his mouth. Really? How was that? I said, it's a very easy thing to do. Can you show me the movie? So I sent her the movie show. Oh my God, that was a bomb. You mean this kind of things exist in the world? Now, I don't believe in Shango because I'm a Christian. But from exportable value, I don't believe we are like that. We have many stories. We've not even started. Look, if they tell you the story of Omoto Yogbon or Arodoin, we have so many deep moments, culture after culture. In Nigeria, we have 500 ethno groups and counting. And all of them have their sentiments and their storytelling. Some of them are even getting lost because the speakers are getting fewer and they are dying off. And as they are dying, those things are going away. And those are exportable values. We need to take quick advantage. Nigeria is at a shifting point. We're Christian creative, by the way. 1977, that's my last point. Happened because the World Festival of Arts and Culture. That's when Timos came to Nigeria. They are going to have another one next year. But the tectonic season where believers are sitting at the moment in history. They're Christian creative. And the last statement is, when John Baptist was having problems, he sent disciples of Jesus for him to go and ask him, are you the one we've been waiting for? Because I don't understand when they arrested me. I used to know you from the womb. Of course, our mothers met and we kicked at each other. Oh, we have this creative gift, but why has Herod arrested me now? And he said, are you the one we have been waiting for, or should we look out for another? Will it be you and your generation? If not you, who else? If not now, we are. Look around. We saw it. There's exponents everywhere. Maybe our creative gifts is how we're going to serve God and give our leaders another narration. Thank you.
Put your hands together for me, please. Thank you so much. Are you clapping? Thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful presentation. Now I'm speaking to the students directly. Please, moments like this, events like this, because it's free, sometimes we take it for granted. But please don't take any of these moments for granted. Some of these persons that are coming up to speak.
Just reminded us we're in Nigeria.
So can you hear me? Yes. So I was trying to say that just because it's a film festival and it's free doesn't mean that people that are coming here to speak are free. Some of these presentations in some meetings and some programs you need to pay close to 100,000 naira to attend. So I just want you to know that what they are offering today is of value. Take notes. Like we said when we started this morning, don't just let these moments pass you by. Make sure you take something with you when you're going back to your school and when you're going back home. Is that okay? Yes, sir. Because I'm saying that because I see a whole lot of us in the room as students. And when the doctor was speaking, he mentioned something about knowledge gap. And I want to take quickly to that at NIFS, we have what we call the International Sales and Distribution Executive Program that we started this year. And all of those things he was trying to mention about IP rights, distribution, territories, and all of that some of us were like wondering what he was talking about, are part of the things we teach at the ISDE program. And so if you follow us on Instagram, you can just probably put on notifications so that any of the, for 2026, we'll have a plan to also do the cohort 2. You might want to, be part of that. So, but was that a wonderful session? Yes. All right, it was awesome. Okay, I hear those of us that are interested in pitching. If you're interested in pitching, like we mentioned yesterday, remember we talked about the pitching exercise happening today. If you're interested, quickly get to one of the persons here. Probably drop your name with them. So just let them know that you're interested in pitching today. And go to the registration desk to do that. So we're moving on to the next session, and we'll be looking at the future of storytelling, trends, and innovations in film and television. And the person to do justice to that is currently the Executive Director of Programs at the Nigerian Television Authority. She was appointed by the President to this role in September 2024, and since then has worked actively to upgrade the viewer experience of Nigeria's national broadcaster. Prior to that, she served as the Senior Special Assistant to the Lagos State Governor on Environment. The core focus of our office at SSA was to generate community and stakeholder participation towards a clean and sustainable Lagos, a mission she executed with immense passion and dedication. And today she's in the room with us, and I would say I've been following her on LinkedIn, and I've been really inspired by some of the things I see her project on that platform. It goes to show that there is a lot of hope for us, because NTA is one of those agencies that will be looking at me like, remember NTA of those days, NTA of Cockroach at Dawn, NTA of, give me the names, not Gen Z, Gen Z cannot relate with this. Tales by Moonlight, Behind the Clouds, and the rest of them. And what? Ripples! After the Storm. And so when I saw her coming up, in fact, there was a recent one I saw they did. I think there's going to be a rekindling of one of the old shows. And so seeing her here today, I'm excited and I can't wait to hear her speak. Join me and welcome Tari Taylor. Did I pronounce it correctly?
Hello. Hello everyone, good morning. Good morning. Lights is on me, I'm trying to see your faces. Okay. So as he's introduced me, my name is Tari Taylor. I'm the Executive Director of Programs for NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. Thank you. We are Africa's largest network. We were established in 1977 by the NTA Act, and we have a constitutional mandate to inform, to educate, and to entertain. A mandate that NTA has been carrying out, like I said, since 1977, and now we have a renewed determination to bring NTA to you again. He spoke about the NTA of old. You know, if you don't know where you are coming from, you can't actually chart the course for where you want to go. We're talking about the future of storytelling. So you have to ask that as a nation, as Nigeria, where are we coming from in terms of storytelling? And you actually cannot chart that course without referring to NTA. Because NTA was the starting point, you know, where the foundation, where a lot of these stories that we identify as truly authentic Nigerian stories were told. And why is NTA important? I mean, some of you might be looking at me, NTA? Wow, when last did I even see NTA, you know? So the question is, why is NTA important? The first thing that I would say is that it's because it is ours. It's ours. Everyone that is sitting here, as long as you are Nigerian, NTA belongs to you. It's yours. And let me tell you a little bit about NTA. When I say we are the largest network in Africa, it's not just a statement. It's actually by the sheer size of NTA. We have up to 176 channels across Nigeria. We have channels in different zones, in the north, in the southwest, south-south, in Lagos. We have network centers. We have channels across all the stations. We even have community stations in senatorial districts here in Nigeria. So there's nowhere, there's no part of this country that all you need is a TV and you watch NTA. When we say you can't beat the rich, it's not just a slogan. It is the actual fact. You can't beat the rich. There's nobody that has the reach that NTA does. And NTA has been that platform where the greatest stars, some of the greatest talent in Nigeria have passed through. Everybody has an NTA story. Some of the biggest names, they would always tell you, oh, there is always one story. There's always one way that NTA contributed to their journey. So NTA has been relevant all these years, and right now we're at a point where we are trying to position ourselves for the future. And he was there at the last presentation, the speaker was talking about Netflix and Amazon and the streamers and how, everybody, of course, I'm sure, how many of you here let's try and make this a bit more interactive. How many of you here want to or are working in the creative industry? Proudly, are you proud of it? Let's see those hands. Good. Okay, so let's say about 40% of the room. Yeah? About 40% of the room. So you see, you have to understand the basics and the structure for operating in the creative sector. Yes, talent is great, but talent can only take us this far, can only take us, to a certain level. You have to understand about structures, about building the proper structures to help you to do what you do at a scale that you can monetize it and it can be a source of livelihood for you. So that's where everybody is trying to look to. So when as a creator you put something forward, whether it's as a film or as a television show or something, you're obviously trying to look for the distributors, the streamers, whether it's from TV or it's from the Netflixes and co, to put your product to get it out there. But what did we experience in the industry recently? The streamers stepped back slightly. They are not carrying our content and projecting it in the way that everybody thought and hoped that they will. So you see, that's the danger of not building your own. Yes. That's the danger of not having ownership of what it is that you are hoping to work for. Look at the tons of young people that are operating in the creative sector. When you talk about the potential, about the hundreds of billions of dollars that the creative sector can bring to our industry, how can we achieve these aims? How can we achieve these desires if we don't build platforms that are ours, that we can have a say, and it's not going to move anywhere, and we can build and we can create? So that is what we are positioning NTA to be. And he spoke about some of our classics that we're bringing back. Like Kokra Dawn, Bassi and Company. Some of you in the room probably haven't heard of these titles before. But you see, that's the reason why they should be brought back. Because some of your parents or older siblings grew up watching these, and they formed our mindset or shaped our identity as Nigerians. Wouldn't it be beautiful when the younger generation too can also participate or enjoy those content, but retold in a way and in a setting and in a world that would appeal to them? So that's what we're doing now. In fact, we recently just signed an MOU with two major producers, Nollywood producers, Steve Gukas and Dimbo Atiya, to remake Kokra Dawn. And it's such an exciting, project. Personally, I am even just honored to be part of such an important project of national importance. This is something that belongs to us. So to be able to now recreate it for this generation, so that every one of us here can enjoy, the rich story that our parents and people ahead of us enjoy. It's a great thing. And there are so many more that are ahead of us. There's so many more that we are working on, and that we will partner with people. How many of you here have heard of Tales by Moonlight?
Tales by Moonlight.
Yes, Tales by Moonlight. Sunday Behind the Clouds. There's so many. Second Chance, Checkmate. I mean, the Mirror in the Sun. The Village Headmaster. There's just such a wealth. There's such a wealth of intellectual property that belongs to us, Nigeria, and that each and every one of us sitting here at one time or the other can have the privilege of taking ownership of that story and telling it. So it's such a beautiful thing that is happening, and I look forward to what we can come out of it. In fact, the dream for Tales by Moonlight, because we're working on the new Tales by Moonlight, on how it will look now, and we've shot a pilot actually. But what we are looking towards is, we want to do it in such a way that we can even just open it up to young creators like you and say, do you know what, let us commission you, take this amount of money, go and make episodes of Tales by Moonlight for us and bring. So ideally, that's where we're trying to get to, where we don't, as NTA, even though we have the structure, even though we have the people, we don't need to do everything by ourselves. Because we realize that there's so many people out there with incredible talent. I see so many people, all they have is a phone. All they have is a little phone and maybe a gimbal or something, and they are telling excellent stories, such beautiful picture. So, I mean, exciting times ahead. Personally, I want to see, you know, it will make me so happy if, like, some of the people that put up their hands that they are in the creative space in this room at some point have 2 episodes or 4 episodes of Tales by Moonlight that they will produce, they will direct, they will put it out there, and Nigerians will enjoy it, and they will still be able to make money out of it. I mean, come on. And these are things we can do sustainably into the future. So even just talking about the structure now, I even want to focus a little bit in talking about the future of storytelling. I want to talk a bit about story. Story is the foundation. If you look at the industry as a whole, you will see that over the years, not the quality of our films or our television content, even if you watch DSTV or watch African Magic and all that, you will notice that the quality of the picture has significantly improved. We don't have any problem with production value. People are telling great stories, people are using their cameras, and they're doing, you know, people's dressing, the fashion, the art design, the locations, everything is looking nice on screen. But one area that I find that the industry many times falls short is in the area of story. Is in the area of telling an excellent, well-crafted script and working from that. So sometimes you can see some productions where you have the biggest stars, the biggest names, the great production value, but it will just fall short somehow, and that's because it didn't deliver on story. So that's one message I want to say to every one of you who are working in this space or who are looking to invest in story, invest in your process of designing your script, invest in being detailed in your scripting, in your character development, in the building of your treatment. Just invest in that process, because if you do that, right, even if you don't have the best cameras in the world to shoot your project with or to do your project with, you will still find an audience. You will still be able to connect, because storytelling is all about making connections. I'm sure there are many of you like me, if you start watching a film, maybe on Netflix or something, and then in 5 minutes you haven't quite found anything to latch onto, you might just move on to something else. That's the power of story. If something doesn't appeal to you within the first 5-10 minutes of watching it, your attention span kicks in and then you move on to something else. So let's quickly go through this presentation, which I said I would just share to give. So I was talking a little bit about NTA and about what we do. We have apart from our channels all around the country, we have, can you go back there, please? One more step. No. Yes. We have specialized channels. You know, we have NTA Sports, we have NTA Knowledge, we have NTA Entertainment. And some of these channels are domiciled on Star Times. On DSTV, we have about 4 channels on DSTV. News 24, which is channel 419 on DS. Somebody has a sense of humor at MultiChoice. So News 24 is 419. 251 is NTA International. 369 is NTA Lagos. And 370 is NTA Parliament, all on DSTV. On Star Times as well, we have multiple, all of these NTA Knowledge, Sports, Entertainment, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba, they're all on Star Times. And they also transmit terrestrially the language channels in the different regions as well. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Well, Showtime. What stories are we telling? What are we putting out there for people to consume? As a storyteller, it's a huge responsibility. You have the power and the ability to capture people's minds and people's attention. So what are you putting out there for people? What are you giving them to latch on to? Why would they pay you? Why would they pay for the creative work that you put out there? What value are you creating as a storyteller, as a creator? What value are you creating? Let's check the next slide. So first of all, I want to talk a bit about NTA and about our audience. Who are NTA's audience? Who is watching NTA? You know, as an estimate, we reach about 80 million Nigerians around the country. Who are these people? Well, your mommies and daddies, your parents, because NTA is relative to them, they are watching. It's a multi-generational audience. I always think of a family setting where you have parents, you have older children, you have younger children, and we'll do it in such a way that we have something for everybody on our program schedule. We create something for everybody so that everyone has something to gain from it. You know how diverse Nigeria is. What is acceptable in Gombe, what is acceptable in Lagos may not be acceptable in Gombe. What is good for people in Benue may not be good for people in Maiduguri. So you see, we are so diverse. So as NTA, we always have to find a balance, a nice balance where everybody can meet, and you're not necessarily excluding anybody or you're not offending anybody. So we always try to stay moderate. We always try to stay fair. We always try to just focus on what are those things that amplify the Nigerianness in all of us. So that's what we focus on when we put out content. We don't want to alienate anyone, or we don't want to incite anyone or create conflict. We want to unite us. We want to focus on those things that make us Nigeria as a whole, and those are the positive things that we will always focus on. So we want to give our audience stories that resonate with them, stories that they can see themselves in. We want to give compelling visuals. So we're always working to improve our quality, training of our cameramen, training of our producers, our editors, just to make sure that we see where people are now with content. We see where the world is. So we know that there's an acceptable standard. We have to push. We have to always try to reinvent and innovate to make sure that the quality of our visuals is matching up and even exceeding what is out there. And like I said, we want to do this collaboratively. We don't have to generate everything ourselves. So if as a young creator, who you believe you're creating compelling visuals and you want to share with us, you want to find a way of getting your content to us, by all means, please talk to us. The platform is there for all of us to take advantage of. Next slide. We have a wide variety of different shows. I talked about Corporate Dawn. We're trying to merge the old and the new. We have so many different contents that are driven by very dedicated producers. We're always pushing. We churn out hours and hours and hours of content every day, every week. It doesn't stop. It's just like a production factory that just always goes on because that's what we have to do. We have that live variety show, Weekend Deal, the medley show, which are live Weekend Deal shows Saturday and Sunday, 7 to 9 a.m. We have medley show, which is Wednesdays, 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. Abrahamic Mission is it's a very important program that sort of tries to bring all the faiths together, the Muslims and the Christians, and just try to create that harmony, in all that we do. So those are all live. And does anybody understand what it means when we say the network service of the NTA? Gosh, some of you might not even have heard that before. When we say the network service of the NTA, it means that all the NTAs across the country are plugged into one thing at the same time. So that's the prime of the prime of the prime time. You can't get it any better than that. Wow. When all the NTAs are locked into and showing one thing. So a lot of these live programs, Weekend Deal, Medley and all, they are all on the network service. In fact, many of these other programs that we do. And recently we did a lot of partnerships with Nollywood producers where we said, you have content, we have the airtime, let us work together on content partnerships and we would help and we would monetize and share, and we did a revenue share with them. So we got a lot of content coming, dramas, Lazidi, After Dark. We have a music video show that runs on Saturday evenings. We have, just Tene and the Laba Laba Band is a children Saturday mornings. So we just got a lot of content from our partners and we started to air them. And it's doing great for our viewers. So tons of shows. We have shows for art, we have tech lifestyle, we have so much that we are working with. Next slide. Next slide. Okay. So what is important to us? What makes a piece of content important to us? So for us, because of our unique mandates, as a public broadcaster, inclusivity is very important. We want to carry everybody along. We don't want to leave anybody behind. We don't want anybody to feel that they don't have a place in the sort of content that we're putting out. We want everybody to feel that they belong when they're watching NTA. So that's very important. Viewer engagement. We're like on our live shows, we always open up the phone lines. We always to make sure that viewers can find expression and contribute to programs. Dynamic quality. We always challenge our cameramen and editors to just keep on doing better. Your ceiling becomes your floor on the next production. You have to exceed what you do, and then as we continue to innovate, we just keep on getting better. Compelling narratives. Like I said, we have to promote harmony. And then content, storytelling is a very powerful medium because it has the power to move people to action. It has the power to change behavior. And if you are just telling, yes, it's an art form, it's great to express your art form, but what is the ultimate goal? Yes, it's great to monetize, it's great to make money from what you do, from your art form, but ultimately, what is the purpose of the content that you're putting out there? What impact is it making? And I believe that as creators, we should all be mindful of that. Because people put out a song and it changes the world. People put out a song and millions of people around the world can connect to it and want to connect to it. So your art form has the power to do extraordinary things. So you have to be intentional about what you're putting there and who is receiving it. So that you would not just be an artist, you will be a great creator who can be remembered at any point in time. So at NTA, we are here to enable that. We are here to partner with that. We are here to be the platform where that is happening. And so I want to speak to each and every one of you here to say, as we move into the future of storytelling on this, our national platform, there's a place for you. There's a place for you on NTA. Thank you.
Is that the best you can do? Is that the best you can do?
Yeah. I believe we can do better. Let's put those hands. So she flew in from Abuja just to honor us. Wow. Can we do this? I really put it out there that for most of our speakers, Dr. Adeoye flew in from UK just to honor us. Wow. Then the other speakers also flew from US just to honor us. You guys are special. So let's do it better. Thank you. Thank you. That's it. Let's honor them. Okay, so let's so what got me locked in on you was the day I was walking on the street of LinkedIn, and then I saw a post. And it was so invigorating, it was so enlightening. Like, who is this person? And then I went to read your bio, and what I saw there was, this is someone who is passionate about NTA. She is young, she's dynamic. And I said to myself, she needs to be at KingdomFilm Festival 2025, and she's here today. And I must say that it's an amazing work you've started. You got into this position last year. So we're going to give room for 1, 2, 3 persons to ask their questions. Shoot your shot. That's what I would say when that mic gets to you. But I just want to ask you some few questions so that everyone sitting there would be inspired to know that stepping into any role or any position is not gender-based. If you've got that, knowing the background of NTA, people who term NTA to be old school. We don't know them. What are they doing? Some of you don't even. If I ask, the people here, when last have you seen a program on NTA? You know, all of those things were ongoing. You're young, you're dynamic, and looking at your bio, you have a lot going good for you. But why did you decide to say, you know what, I'm going to take this bull by the horn and I'm going to deliver on this? what were those things that were driving you?
Wow, thank you for that. So you said it would have. You said, how did you come to my table? That's literally how it happened. I was sitting in my office in Alausa, because as I was working at SSA to Governor Sanwo-Olu on environment, and I was literally sitting at my desk in my office in Alausa. I was writing a report that I was supposed to send to the governor because we had just done some community engagement. And I get a phone call saying, oh, the president has appointed your appointment as ED programs NTA. I'm like, what? How, where? I mean, I had heard because of course, you know, your CV is received, but I just didn't think it would be. I know how people lobby for these roles. I know, and I didn't go and do all of that, and also I just didn't think, you know, I had forgotten about the possibility that that could have even happened. I was just focused on my job in Lagos State, and I was very happy with it. So when that came, I was a bit confused at how I was just settling. I was happy in my role. I was fine with it. And there's an incredible environment team in Lagos, you know. So I said, and the appointment was effective immediately.
Immediately.
It entailed that I would have to move to Abuja. From my home is in Lagos. My home is here. But I said, of course, everybody around me was very supportive. My commissioner, the governor, they just really encouraged me. It was like, everyone was like, just go and do it. You know, go and don't worry, this is home, no problem. Go and do what you need to do. And so I just took it by faith, one step at a time. I went in, got acquainted, started to meet my team at NTA, obviously took office, went and did a period, and I just started to. So I hit the ground running. I just went in and I hit the ground running. I realized that it was a massive responsibility, you know, tons of people. NTA programs, staff alone, all around the country are 865 for just programs.
Did you guys hear that?
So, you know, like, it's a massive ship. It's a huge responsibility. As ED programs, my role is to design the policy and, you know, implement that policy for content for NTA and, you know, all these channels. Just make sure there's alignment, make sure we're sticking with our mandate, you know, just manage all the people, you know, and they're still in the midst of it, try to do something new, try to push up the bar and all that. So I just hit the ground running and I just started. And, you know, by God's grace, October 7th, last month, made it a year. And
so congratulations. Speaking about hitting the ground running, yesterday, one of the things we hammered on was having papers, policies, and structures in place, and you said you hit the ground running. And I must tell you that hitting the ground running created a reverberation because we felt that something new was happening. So I want you to speak to the aspect of having a vision, knowing that that came to your table and it was effective immediately. What's the place of having a vision? Where is the place of preparedness meeting with opportunity?
I've always worked in the content space, you know, since I went to Unilag, and literally since I came out of Unilag, my first...
Unilag, you should be clapping at this point. Great Unilag!
So literally my first job coming out of school, the apprentice, that's the show.
It's okay, guys.
The format, the global format, they were doing Apprentice Africa. So my very first job coming out of school, I was a production assistant on Apprentice Africa, and it was a fantastic experience. It was a huge show. You had all these people from around Africa come in. It was a massive production. You know, in fact, I started as a production assistant, but before the end of the production, I had been given like many other roles. So I was doing so much, almost in project management for the show. You know, then the people who produced that, after that, now did Dragon's Den Nigeria.
Wow. And
then I was on that project as well. So that likewise in the industry, I just hit the ground running as well. So I learned on the job because I just work in project after project. And then in 2012, I started my company called The Content Factory. And I was doing a lot of work because I've always been passionate about public service. It's always been my natural inclination. So I was doing a lot of work with state governments. I was doing a lot of work with like international agencies, just in trying to you know, build social development and all that, but using content, you know, from that point of view. And environment is a passion because I was a chairman of environment for Lekki. And that's how I got very acquainted with that environment space, and that's how I got hired by the governor to come in and do the work that I was doing. So that has been a passion. But content is that's what I do. I've always done content. So it wasn't as though I didn't know what I was doing when I came, but it was just doing it within the context of NTA. And coming in and learning the system and learning the people, and having to understand the new space and fitting and the politics. Although I've been in politics before that, but as a political appointee, there are a lot of other set of considerations you have to make. So it's just a lot to work with. But for me, I just knew that I wanted, and don't get it twisted, I wasn't coming into something that was entirely new. I inherited so much. There was already a system, there was already a concept, there was already a culture. So for me, just coming, I don't think you don't just come in and try to change everything. You come in and try to learn the system. So as soon as I started, I was learning the system and finding my way and finding my foot. I had great support. I have a great team, let me put it that way. My programs people are fantastic, all very dedicated, very hardworking. Even NTA staff as a whole, they are such an amazing set of people. I marvel at them because they are so dedicated. I've never seen public servants so committed. Some people working and you can be transferred around the country, leave your family. I have people who haven't seen their family for 6 months because they're cameramen in Abuja, their families are in Ekiti. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of service that goes into doing the work that we do. So I developed a respect for my people, just try to, for me, it was just about how do we make things better? That's my underlying. We have a content here that has showed for how many years. Okay, what's the next step? What's the next level? How can we make it better? How can we tell better stories? How can we connect more? Let's engage the audience more. What do they want? So it was just, as things come to my desk, that's just my approach. What better system can we create to make us more efficient in our production? What's our transportation, our logistics system? What's what equipment how do we need to upgrade on our equipment? Our editors, how can you be more comfortable so you can do better work? It's just because it's really a people-centered sort of structure. So if the people are doing well, if the people are enabled to be creative and to know that there is reward in that creativity, they will do better. So I see my role really a lot as an enabler. I just try and make sure everybody's all right and everybody's fine so that they can give optimally. And if they give optimally, then what you see on the screen will be optimal. Exactly. So that's
amazing. So you seem to be a people person. I hear you speak about my team, my people, and all of that. And I think that's a very great attribute to have as a leader. And so speaking of that, I do know that as a nation, sometimes we don't know the back end of the things that some of our public service people are doing. My mom was the public, she was a public servant. She was in the Ministry of Works and Housing. And speaking about being transferred, she was transferred from Lagos to Abuja, which Abuja is now like our second home. So I want us to do something very significant. Can we celebrate all those men and women that are working behind the scene? Can we honor them? And I want us to give a shout out to them. I want us to say those words and say, NTA public servants, we love you. Can we say that and say, well done to them? Well done to them. If you say something is not working, but somebody has stepped into that place to make it work. We see all of you, we see you, and they came on time. Can we do it better? We have Muslims on social media, but when something looks like it's working, let's celebrate them. Thank you, honestly. Now, 2 more questions, and then we'll bring this to a wrap. So, speaking about inclusiveness, we have for us at KingdomFilm Festival, there are 3 things essentially driving us, and it can be put into this acronym of CSI. The C being that we're celebrating and promoting the works done by the Christian filmmakers community and creatives, and then the S there speaks to sustainability. We believe that for this ecosystem to thrive, for it to move from one level that it is right now, there has to be things put in place that would enable the next generation to be empowered, to know that there is hope in what you're doing. And then the I there speaks to innovation, using technology, and that is why for us, the kind of movies that come to us are movies done with smartphone, your phone. We believe that the phone can communicate in seconds. People just get it across. For everyone seated in this place, your phone is working. So those are the things driving us. And then this year we decided to say we want to empower the next generation of creatives and youngsters in there. And so intentionally we went to schools, universities. So we have 300, 400 coming out. So Unilab students, can you make a shout in this place? Lasso! Where are the Lasso guys? I'm sorry, your voice no. Lasso, can you make a shout? And then we have all the way from Israel, we have the Mount Zion Film Institute. Are they in here? Where are Mount Zion guys? Okay, they're outside preparing to come in. Now, I've said all of this to ask this question. What is NTA doing to empower this my people here? This is my heartbeat. Like, why I'm saying this, I'm so sorry that I'm putting you on the spot because we have already booked some speakers that we're going to be going around to empower these creatives and let them know there's prospect in this 12 trillion industry. So you spoke about Cocoa Adon and some of this, they don't know them. So what are we going to do? So two things. I was telling our host there that what are we putting in place? And we don't mind partnering with you to say we want to take these oldies that we grew up with, and we want them to know that these are the things, these are the basis of what we're doing. But aside that, what are we doing to also empower them to create their own content that will be relevant in this time and age? And NTA will be willing to commission those producers, those writers. Am I speaking your mind, guys? What are we doing? If at the end of the day, last year we have some of the lecturers here, we have Unilab, we have Mount Zion, and they say, Madam Ewoma, we've produced this excellent work. Can you get it across to NTA? And NTA will say yes to that. What is your take on that now?
I mean, what we have, and we see ourselves as a sort of creative hub. Right now at NTA headquarters, and I know that in different places, for example, at NTA headquarters, we have tons and tons of, they always send us youth corpers. So let me even start from there. We have contract staff, we have youth corpers. And in fact, these days, it's almost as though they have taken over the whole ship. Because like, I'm telling you, it's crazy what they come up with and what they're doing. They're creating. And you see, the beauty of an NTA is because there is a structure. I spoke about structure earlier on, and how one thing that creators usually lack is that structure. As a creator, rather than doing, when you operate as a freelancer, it's great, you have your independence, you can do what you need to do. But you understand the pressures of delivering under timelines, delivering with certain quality control standards, passing through, understanding the system, the assembly line of what it means to take content from an idea stage up to the point where viewers are consuming it. That process, when you come to an NTA, we're an ancient institution, but that is a fantastic thing because we have processes that have been ingrained and that have worked for over years of getting things done. So as a young person, it's very important for you to know and learn and understand those processes and ways of doing things. For me, a young person growing up in the industry, working on those formats that I spoke about, Apprentice Africa, Dragon's Den, Nigeria, these are international formats. And when you buy the licenses to do I worked on Desperate Housewives Africa when they brought the franchise here. When they bring this franchise, when you buy the license, you sign in your contract, you sign that you will stick with those license formats. Mm-hmm. You buy a script Bible and you have to stick to those formats. So there is a discipline that comes with that in being able to produce content with certain guidelines that you are held by. It allows you to understand the global best practice for doing what you do. And if you're going to be an impactful person in whatever you do, even as a creator, you have to follow global best practice. Otherwise, you only play at a certain level. So you have to expand your mind. You have to understand how people around the world do things. And it's only when you work in systems and operate in systems and structures like NTA that you understand that. I'm not saying NTA is the only place, but I'm saying that people like that are institutions and have structures for doing things. So we open our doors. You know, I'm sure in wherever you are, you have a local NTA. Wherever you are, there is a local NTA with a local demand that's